Coming up on today's show, Bullroar Update 33.2, Gamescom, and Siberia 1. G'day friends, Miloa here. Miloachat is a brand new show that I'm launching this week. It will be coming to you weekly every Friday at 6 p.m. I will be talking about the latest news in LOTRO and other games that grab my attention, as well as share with you where I am currently in the games that I am playing, and I hope to bring you some interesting interviews as well. But before that, I want to make you aware of my Patreon page. This show is totally made possible due to folks like yourself, and if you become a patron, I will be sharing your name live during these shows. Your name will also be added to the credits of each show. To find more details about my Patreon page, head to the show notes in the description below. Thanks to Julius123 here on YouTube that have been so encouraging. He writes, Go Book 6, now Book 7. In Book 7, first quest is hard because you need to go to Gathfortnir, and Gathfortnir enemies level is 48 to 50. I'm absolutely loving working my way through the epic quests of LOTRO, and you're absolutely right, Julius, that once you go to Gathfortnir and you're only level 45, most of the mobs in that area is going to be red. So it's a real challenge. If you want to see it, be sure to catch my daily episodes of the epic quest through LOTRO. So The Ring of Power is the latest TV series production from the Tolkien universe. It's being produced by Amazon Studios and is supposed to have released on the 1st of September, which would have been yesterday. There has been a lot of mixed feelings about this TV show from the LOTRO community as a whole, but I'm reserving my judgments until I actually can see it. Now, yes, I did not watch it last night because my group and I were actually having a watch party tonight. And I'm going to watch it with everybody and then have a discussion with them afterwards about all of our thoughts behind this new TV series. I'll be sure to bring you a review next week on my thoughts on the first episode. In the meantime, let's go ahead and watch the trailer together.
There was a time when the world was so young.
Oh, I love the music.
There had not yet been a sunrise. But even then, there was light.
Looks epic. Has that feel of Lord of the Rings.
Elves have forests to protect. Dwarfs their minds.
That sounds like a
Men,
Scottish
seeds
or
of
Irish
grain.
accent that doesn't
But we Harfoots have each other.
really fit in my mind. Harfoots?
We're safe.
Hobbits?
You have fought long enough, Galadriel.
She's very young there.
Put up your sword.
I don't think she ever
The
stops
enemy is
fighting.
still out there. The question now is where?
It is over.
You
That
have
was an
not
epic
seen
city.
what I've seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen
It almost feels like a Joan of Arc kind of story for me.
what I have seen.
Joan of Arc-ish. Well, the world building is really cool, that's for sure.
Over the face of the earth. It will be the end, not just of our people, but all peoples.
Wow, okay.
I am sorry, but their time has come.
They did put a lot of work into the graphics.
The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
So it looks like they've got dwarves and the men and elves and hobbits in this dire story though, so that's good. This must be the Harfoots. exciting. The LOTRO Bullroar server was open this past week for a couple of days while they were testing out some modifications to the minstrel as well as really beefing up all of the creeps. Now please note that most of the changes that are proposed on Bullroar might not make it through to the live, so this was really just a test that they ran, and they actually created a whole forum tracker for people to give feedback on the minstrel. Now, the biggest change that this community is going to see has to do with the minstrel, and I feel like the minstrel is getting a complete rework on this. They are completely decommissioning the yellow line in that you won't be able to specialize in the Protector of Song trait line anymore. And in addition, you won't be able to use your anthems anymore when you're not in combat. That means you won't be able to pre-buff your raid prior to starting. But if they're making a lot of the yellow line anthems part of blue line, it shouldn't be that big of a deal anymore because we used to swap back and forth between them. So we'll have to see how all of that plays out. But just reading through this really long list, they adapted Call to Greatness, Song of Aid, all of the anthems got adjusted. There's actually a new trait, Invigorating Anthems. There's the Kodos got adjusted, and even some of the Call to Orome, Times of Echoes battles. Like you can see, this is a major overhaul of everything related to the minstrel. If we go over here and we check the forums, you can see here is a lot of discussion about how people are thinking. Some people think it is great. Others have some serious questions. Overall, I think we're going to have to wait and see how all of it plays out when it comes to how the mini now plays. I kind of feel like I'm almost going to have to relearn how to play my minstrel, which is good and bad at the same time, but it's definitely going to take some adaptability in this case. They also were playing around with giving all of the major creeps, the Orc Reaver, the Filer, the Black Arrow, War Leader, Weaver, and Stalker, so literally every single creep got an upgrade, which is good because up until now there has been a big disparity between the level 140s and the creeps were just getting rolled every single time. So I'm hoping with this whole new rework of the creeps and upgrading them that they will be equal match to the free peoples. That way we can have some epic battles in the moors. But yeah, I know we've been asking for a new map for many years. I don't know if that's even in the works at all. I hope it is. But for right now, we can look forward to having improved creeps. This may actually make me want to go play my creep again. Now, just a reminder, this is what was tested out on Bullroar. It is closed. The beta testing is closed at the moment. We'll see when this rolls up out in 33.2. I will be sure to make a whole video then at that point on the minstrel, because that way we can know for sure what is being implemented and what is not. So be on the lookout for that video. To see the full announcement that I have pulled up here, be sure to check the show notes in the bottom for the description. I will have a link to this forum page. Gamescom just wrapped up this past week, and they showcased over 148 games, out of which only 5 were MMOs. Some of the MMOs were repeat, like Elder Ring, that just have some new episodes releasing. But it was interesting. For a full recap of Gamescom, you can check the show notes down below. I'll have a link to an excellent article by IGN where they just give the highlights of the entire conference. The game that I was most excited about was Forsaken, so let's go ahead and watch that trailer real quick.
It is quite beautiful.
Yeah, in a everything here wants to kill you kind of way.
dragons. Cool. So fantasy, totally. I love the navigation through this world, in the sense that it's not just your standard running and walking and jumping, but that there's some parkour aspects of it to where you can fly through the air like Spider-Man. The graphics also look really cool, very detailed, very realistic. So this is actual gameplay footage that I watched.
Let's finish this.
So Forspoken is an RPG game that'll release in January of next year. It is about a girl from New York City that gets a magic item and is magically transported to this new world filled with magic, and she has to go around, and obviously she's the heroine of the story, so she will be saving everybody in that fantasy world. I took a look at some of the actual gameplay mechanics. It looks really cool. It'll be available on PlayStation as well as PC, so I will probably definitely be checking it out, and when I do, I will be sure to put up a review for you guys to take a look at it as well. So right now, in what am I playing? In LOTRO, I am still working on Hidden Horde Tier 3, Boss 3. I got my last piece set on my Hunter this past Monday, so I'm super excited to have one toon completely geared out. And now the next character that I'm starting to work on is bringing up my guard through all of that content. It's definitely a completely different mindset than playing a hunter, but I feel like if I play the guard, it'll help me understand the fight more fully and be able to be a better raid leader when I'm trying to get everybody through that content. In my free time though, I'm gonna be working on playing some Siberia. I really enjoyed the latest episode of Siberia, The World Before, and I haven't played the episode 2 or 3, so I'm gonna go back play it from the beginning so that I can get the full experience and the full stories. I'll be playing that over on Twitch TV, so be sure to check out the link below and join me over there as I explore that entire game. I'm super excited about this. This game really made me fall in love with RPG to begin with, and was kind of like the pregame that really led me into playing Lord of the Rings. So I'm super excited to be able to share all of that with you guys. And that's it for today's show. See you next week. This show is possible because of your support and encouragement. Become a patron and get access to more amazing content and see your name here in the credits. Thanks for watching.